I believed my hard work would earn my friends respect, but when I returned as a man of success, they whispered behind my back as if I was still the boy they once mocked. Her name was Sarah. Sarah. God, I can't even talk about her in past tense without my chest feeling like it's caving in. We'd been together for 4 years, living together for 2. She had this laugh that could pull me out of any bad day, and these eyes that lit whenever I walked through the door. She'd leave little notes in my lunch bag. Have a good day, handsome. Got this. Simple stuff that made me feel like I mattered. But here's the thing about me, I've always been the guy people overlooked. In high school, I was the one they copied homework from but never invited to parties. The reliable one, the safe choice. Sarah saw something different in me, something I couldn't see in. 2 years ago I started my own consulting business. Worked 70-hour weeks, lived on coffee and determination. Sarah supported everything. She'd bring me dinner to my home office, massage my shoulders when I was stressed, never complained when I canceled date nights for client calls. We're gonna change everything, she'd whisper when I doubted. I believe in point. The business exploded. Suddenly I'm making more money than my dad ever did. Driving a BMW, wearing suits that cost more than my old monthly rent. The same guys who used to mock me in college were hitting me on LinkedIn, wanting to catch pie. That should have been my first warning. Marcus, a party last month. Big house, expensive everything. All the old crew was there, the ones who used to call me trad and desperate, behind my back in college. But now they're slapping my shoulder, buying me drinks, treating me like I'm their best friend. Dude, always knew had it meant lies, all of it lies. But God help me, it felt good. Sarah didn't want to come. She said she had a headache, but I could tell she just didn't like those guys. She was always protective of me, saw through people's garbage. I should have stayed home with her. Should have made us pasta and watched her favorite show for the 100th time. Instead I went alone. The party was everything I thought I wanted. People actually listened when I talked, laughed at my jokes, asked for business advice. For the first time in my life I felt like I belonged in the room. That's when Jessica showed. Jessica from college, the one who wouldn't give me the time of day back then. The one who laughed when I asked her to coffee sophomore year. But that night she was all smiles and touching my arm when she talked. Really changed. She purred, standing way too close. Success looks good on. I should have walked away. Should have thought about Sarah at home. Probably worried about my headaches getting worse from all the stress I'd been putting on us. Should have remembered that this woman crushed my confidence years ago. But the attention was like after a lifetime of being invisible, having someone like Jessica look at me like I was worth something. It was intoxicating. Want to get some air? She asked around midnight. I followed her outside. We talked. She laughed at everything I said. Told me how impressed she was with what I'd built, how she'd always wondered, what if about us. I was so in college. She set her hand on my chest. I didn't see what was right in front of me. That happened so fast. 1 second we're talking, the next her lips are on mine and my hands are in her hair and every logical thought in my head just disappeared. It lasted maybe 10 seconds before reality crashed back in. I pulled away, stumbling backward like I'd been burned. I can't. I have a girlfriend. I love her. Jessica just smiled. She doesn't have to know. But I was already running. Literally running to my car, hands shaking so bad I could barely get the key in the ignition. The drive home was the longest 20 minutes of my. Every red light felt like judgment. Every passing car felt like they could see what I'd done written across my face. Sarah was asleep when I got home, curled on our couch with a book on her chest, TV still on. She'd waited for me and fallen asleep waiting. I stood there looking at her for an hour. This beautiful, trusting woman who loved me when I had nothing. Who believed in me when I couldn't believe in. Who would have done anything for me, and I'd just thrown it all away for 10 seconds of validation from someone who never cared about me. The guilt ate at me for weeks. I couldn't touch Sarah without feeling sick, couldn't look her in the eye, started working even later, making excuses not to come home. She knew something was wrong. Baby, what's going on with us? She asked one night, sitting on the edge of our bed, been so distant. Did I do something? The way she asked it, like she thought she was the problem, it nearly killed me. But I couldn't tell her. Couldn't watch her world fall apart because of my weakness. Just work stuff. I lied. The new contracts are stressing me out. She nodded, but I could see the in her eyes. She didn't believe me, but she was trying to give me space to figure it out. Then last week Marcus called. Another party. Jessica's been asking about, he said with a laugh. I think she's got it bad, dude. Lucky. I should have hung. Should have blocked his number. Instead I found thinking about that night. About how good it felt to be wanted by someone like her. About how maybe, just maybe, I deserved better than safe, comfortable Sarah. That's the thought that haunts me most. Not the cheating, not the lying. But the moment I convinced that Sarah who loved me unconditionally wasn't enough. The second time I Jessica, it wasn't a mistake, it was a choice, and that choice just cost me everything. I can't believe I'm back here typing this, but guys were right. The people in the comments who said, tell her before someone else does, were absolutely right. I should have listened. But I didn't. And now everything is so much worse. After that second with Jessica I thought I could just compartmentalize it. Go back to Sarah, be a better boyfriend, pretend it never happened. I into being perfect for her. Brought her flowers every day, cooked her favorite meals, planned romantic weekends. She was confused but happy. What's gotten into? She'd laugh when I'd surprise her with coffee in bed or run her a bath after work. Not that I'm complaining. Each smile, each I love, each time she snuggled into me watching movies, it was like a twisting in my gut, but I thought I could earn forgiveness for something she didn't even know about. God, I was so. 3 weeks of this. 3 weeks of playing the perfect boyfriend while Jessica texted me constantly. Had fun the other night, when can we do it again? She doesn't appreciate like I do. I kept telling her it was over. That it was a mistake. But she wasn't taking no for an answer. Seemed pretty into it. She'd text back. The worst part. Some sick part of me liked the attention. Even as I was trying to be better for Sarah, I was getting this twisted validation from Jessica's pursuit. Like finally someone saw me as worth casing. Last Friday Sarah had her monthly girls' night. Usually I'd use the time to catch on work or play games. Instead, I found at the same bar where Jessica said she'd be. I knew it'd come, she said when she saw me walk in. We didn't even make it to her car. Right there in the parking lot, pressed against my BMW that Sarah helped me pick out, I made the choice that would destroy everything. But this time, someone saw us. Megan, Sarah's best friend since childhood. The one who never really liked me, said I wasn't good enough for Sarah. She was driving by, stopped at the red light right there, and saw everything through my rear windshield. The look on her face, pure disgust. She didn't just see me cheating. She saw me betraying the person she loved most in the world. I tried calling her, texting, begging her not to tell Sarah yet that I needed to do it. She finally responded with one message: have until Sunday night. If don't tell her, I will, and I'll make sure she knows exactly what kind of person really are. That was yesterday, today is Sunday. I've been sitting in my car outside our apartment for 2 hours, trying to find the courage to walk those stairs and destroy the woman I love. Sarah texted me an hour ago, where are? I made favorite dinner. Can't wait to hear about day. How do tell someone who trusts completely that been living a lie? How do look into the eyes of someone who believes are good and tell them are not? I can see her through our window right now. She set the table with candles, wearing that blue dress I said I loved. She's probably been cooking all afternoon, excited to have a nice night together. In about 10 minutes I'm going to walk there and shatter her world. She's going to look at me with those beautiful eyes, and I'm going to watch the love in them. I'm going to watch her realize that the person she's been building planning a future with is a stranger. The guys from college have been blowing my phone all weekend. Apparently word is getting around about Jessica and me. They think it's hilarious. Dude, we're living the dream. Always knew had it in. Sarah's cute but Jessica's on another level. They don't get it. They think this is some kind of victory. Like I've finally made it. Because I can cheat on a good woman with someone who treated me like garbage for years. But all I can think about is Sarah's face when she finds out. The way she's going to cry. The way she's going to pack her things and leave. And how empty this place is going to feel without her books on every surface and her plants in every window. I keep thinking about our first apartment. How excited she was when we found it, even though it was tiny and the radiator barely worked. It's perfect, she'd said, spinning around in the empty living room. We're gonna be so happy here. We were. For 4 years we were. Jessica texted me 20 minutes ago. Hope we're not having second thoughts. We're good together. Better than 2 ever were. She doesn't know Sarah. Doesn't know how Sarah makes tea for me when I'm sick. Or how she laughs at movies even when she's seen them 10 times. Or how she saves every meme I send her because she says they remind her of me. Jessica doesn't know that Sarah spent her entire savings helping me start my business. That she worked double shifts at the restaurant so I could focus on building something. That every success I've had, every dollar I've made, exists because she believed in me first. All Jessica sees is the successful version of me. The BMW and the suits and the confidence that Sarah helped me build. She wants the finished product, not the person who did the work to create it. But it's too late now. I made my choice. I chose 10 minutes of feeling desired over 4 years of being loved. My phone is buzzing. Sarah, dinner's getting cold. Everything okay? Nothing is okay. Nothing will ever be okay again. But I can't hide in this car forever. Time to go destroy the only good thing I've ever had. Update coming tomorrow. If I survive tonight, I don't know why I'm writing this. Maybe because some have asked for an update. Maybe because I need to document what happens when throw away everything for nothing. Maybe because I want other people to learn from my stupidity before it's too late. I told her. God, I told her everything. Sarah opened the door with that smile she always had for me. The one that said my person is home. She was wearing her apron over the blue dress, a little flour on her cheek from making bread. There are. I was starting to worry. How was day? Such a simple question. Such a normal moment. The last normal moment we'd ever have. We need to talk, I said, and I watched that smile falter. She knew. Somehow she already knew something was wrong. We sat at the table she'd set with our good plates. The candles she'd lit. The dinner she'd spent hours making. Now getting cold between, I said. Just like that. No build-up. No gentle approach. Just the truth and devastating. The silence that followed felt like it lasted forever. I watched her face go through every emotion, confusion, disbelief, hope that maybe she'd misheard, and finally, the moment it hit her. Realer, she didn't cry at first. She just stared at me like I was speaking a foreign language. What do you mean? She whispered. So I told her. About Jessica. About the parties. About how good it felt to finally be wanted by someone like that. About how I'd convinced I deserved better than what we had. That's when she started crying. Not sobbing, just tears streaming down her face while she sat perfectly still. How many times? 3. How long? A month. To love her. No, that was the worst part. I destroyed us for someone I didn't even love. For someone who didn't even love me. Then why? I tried to explain about feeling invisible, about wanting to be wanted, about how success had made me think I was worth more than I was. But every word sounded more pathetic than the last. Sarah listened to all of it. When I finished, she asked the question that's been haunting me ever since. Was I not enough? No, I said quickly. We're everything, everything. Then why wasn't everything enough for? I didn't have an answer. Still don't. She left that night, packed a bag and went to Megan's. Said she needed time to think. I begged her to stay to let me explain more, to let me make it right. Make what right? She asked from the doorway. The lying, the cheating. The month spent coming home to me after being with her. What exactly do you want to make right? She was gone for 3 days. 3 days where I called in sick to work and just sat in our apartment, surrounded by reminders of I'd destroyed. Her books, her plants, the photos on the walls of us being happy. Jessica kept texting, wanted to see me, said now that Sarah knew we could finally be together properly. I blocked her number. When Sarah came back she had papers, lease transfer documents. I'm keeping the apartment, she said. Can afford something better now anyway. She was so calm, so business-like. It was worse than if she'd screamed at me. Sarah, please, we can work through this. I'll do anything. Already did everything, she replied. Made choice. I moved out that weekend. Got a fancy downtown loft that cost 3 times what our place did. All modern furniture and city views and everything I thought I wanted. It's the loneliest place on earth. The business is doing well. Better than ever actually. Turns out I throw into work when I can't sleep, can't eat, can't do anything but think about what I've lost. My college friends still text me, still wanna out, talk about Jessica, celebrate my bachelor lifestyle. I've stopped responding. Turns out when they're not buying drinks and picking tabs they lose interest pretty quickly. Jessica tried reaching out from different numbers for a week. Finally showed at my office. I don't understand, she said. I thought this was what wanted. We're free to be together now. Looking at her, I realized she was right. This must what I thought I wanted. Someone who saw my success first, my worth second. Someone who wanted me for what I'd become. Not who I was, but what I'd become was someone who destroyed good things. Someone who away love for validation. Someone who confused being desired with being valued. I don't want to be with, I told her. I never did. I just wanted to be wanted by. She called me pathetic and left. She was right about that too. Sarah and I ran into each other last week. At the grocery store where we used to shop together every Sunday. She looked good, healthy, like she was sleeping better than she had in months. How are? I'm okay, she said. Better every day. I wanted to tell her I missed her. That I was sorry. That I'd give anything to undo what I'd done. But what was the point? Sorry doesn't unbreak things. I'm glad, I said instead. As she walked away, I heard her laugh at something on her phone. That same laugh that used to pull me out of bad days. But it wasn't for me anymore. Would never be for me again. I've been seeing a therapist. Trying to figure out why I destroyed the best thing in life for the worst reason possible. She says I have issues with self-worth. That success didn't fix the insecurities I'd carried since high school. No kidding. The truth is, I had everything. A woman who loved me unconditionally. A home that felt safe. A future worth building. And I traded it all for the approval of people who never actually liked me and the attention of someone who never actually cared. I keep thinking about what Sarah asked. Was I not enough? She was more than enough. She was everything. But I wasn't enough for me, and I thought other people's desire could fill that hole inside. It can't. It never could. Success didn't make me worthy of love. Sarah's love made me worthy of success. I had it backwards the whole time. Now I have money and recognition and a business that's thriving. I have everything I thought would make me happy. And I eat dinner alone every night in an expensive apartment that feels like a tomb. To anyone reading this who's thinking about making the same mistake I did, stop. Whatever validation think you'll get from betraying someone who loves, it's not worth it. Whatever excitement think are missing, it's not worth it. The person who believes in when have nothing is worth more than everyone who wants when have everything. I learned that lesson exactly when betrayal too late. Com account deleted.